Good afternoon. Governor, thank you so much for the introduction and thank you for inviting me, but most importantly, thank you for your incredible friendship. You know, taking on this job, you look to people who have been there in front of you to guide you, partner with you, and I could not have asked for a better mentor and neighbor in Governor Lee as you have been. So thank you very much for your leadership. You know, frankly, when the governor called and asked me to come and speak, I was pretty reluctant. I have to admit, most of you probably know Tennessee and Arkansas are actually rivals. And I wasn't sure I wanted to give any help to our friends on the other side of the river. You guys seem to be doing quite well without any help from me. And we would like to win in a few things in Arkansas. But when I read what the governor was proposing, I knew that there was no question that I had to be here. There's an absolute conservative education revolution happening in our country, and I wanted to be part of it here in Tennessee, as well as my home state of Arkansas. It has already swept Little Rock and across the natural state, and I know with Governor Lee's leadership, the speaker, the lieutenant governor, it is going to sweep across the volunteer state as well. As I said, our two states have a little bit of rivalry. You've got the Smokies, we've got the Ozarks. You have Graceland, we have Johnny Cash's childhood home. You've got the Tennessee Volunteers, we've got the Arkansas Razorbacks, go Hogs. We'll ignore this past football season and look to the future on basketball. And now we're competing to be the best state in the nation for education freedom. But frankly, this is a rivalry that will benefit everyone in both of our states. I ran to be Arkansas's education governor, and in just my first few months in office, I signed legislation called Arkansas Learns into law. It was the single largest overhaul of our school system in recent history. We made changes like taking starting teacher pay from being at the very bottom 48th in the country to top 5 overnight. We deployed an army of literacy coaches around the state and invested in career and technical education. But the key cornerstone of Arkansas Learns is our state's new education freedom accounts. This program gives families the ability to send their kids to whichever school best fits their needs, whether that's private school, parochial, public, or homeschool. We jumped from 13th in the country for education freedom to number 4 within the last few months. In the next few years, as the program expands to every family in our state, Learns will truly transform Arkansas's education system for the better. Like Governor Lee, I ran for office to change the status quo, not to be a caretaker, but to shake things up and do things different so that it would help every single member of my state. And we've been doing that, not just at the Capitol, but also at the governor's mansion. I'm a mom. I have 3 school-aged kids, an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, and an 8-year-old. And like I said, we're shaking things up and doing things a little differently. When we first moved into the governor's mansion, I couldn't find our 2 boys. I'm looking all over the place. I hear a lot of commotion coming from the front yard. I go outside to find them stripped down to basically their underwear, swimming in the front fountain of the governor's mansion. I went up to my youngest son, George, and I said, George, what in the world are you doing? He said, it's okay. Be cool, Mom. It's not like we're going to drown. I said, George, my concern isn't the fact that you might drown in ankle-deep water. It's the fact that you're practically naked in the front yard and it doesn't seem to bother you at all. Thankfully, Governor Lee is not following our lead in every area that we're taking, and I don't think he's got that problem going on in his front yard. But I am proud of the fact that he is recreating some of the same success that we've had when it comes to education, changing things all the way from Memphis to the Mountain City. And when he gets his proposals passed, every single Tennessee family, just like every Arkansas family, will have the freedom to choose the school that best fits their child's needs. And this couldn't come soon enough. It's not a secret that America's students are struggling. COVID lockdowns erased years of progress in math and reading. Some schools now seem more interested in teaching the newest politically correct fad than basic writing and arithmetic. Where the education establishment has failed, conservatives are picking up the pieces. From school boards to state legislatures to Congress, education freedom is winning across this country. And for those of us who have fought so hard for so long in support of these reforms, it's a pretty amazing feeling to see it all come together. Like I said, I'm a mom of 3 elementary aged kids, so it's an even bigger victory, knowing that my kids will also benefit from having the best education they possibly can. None of my children learn in the same way. It would be insane to suggest that they should all be taught in the same way. Yet, frankly, that's the lie we've told for far too long. And that ends today. Tennessee is joining Arkansas to say yes. Individual students need individual education. A student's zip code shouldn't be the only thing that determines where they go to school. And it is time for the failed status quo to end, and every child, not just in Tennessee, but across the country, to have every opportunity to succeed. I couldn't be prouder to stand up here with all of you to announce the next state to join the conservative education revolution. And I couldn't be prouder that it's our neighbor to the east, Tennessee, although we still plan to beat you in a few key categories. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Governor Lee, for your incredible leadership. To the Speaker, to the Lieutenant Governor, and to the members of the legislature here in Tennessee, we want to be your partner in helping you get the job done. We look forward to being a great competitor in not only education, but in all the other categories. Football, we're ready for you next year. Thank you so much.